Okay. All right, good morning, everybody. All right, let's get it on. So we had a really good session out of the States yesterday, up 25 points on the S&P, mainly on the back of better than expected jobless claims, which fell more than expected to 289,000 from last week's 320,000. We also had household net worth, which rose to a record $83 trillion in the fourth quarter of 2014. On stock-specific news, we had Goldman Sachs, which rose 3% after reports that it had passed its stress test. Deutsche Bank and Santander failed that stress test, which bans them from issuing dividends or buybacks until a new capital distribution plan is approved, which I find quite interesting. Out of Asia yesterday, we're up, or this morning should I say, up for the most part, other than Australia, which underperformed with both financials and resources leading the selling. I see Billies and Aussie was down about 1.5%. Then we had Japan, which traded to its highest level in 15 years, as it broke the 19,000 level, and Shanghai continuing small gains after yesterday's news of a reserve rate cut in the near future. Our chart of interest this morning is from Pension Partners. It just shows how the S&P has more than tripled in 6 years, which makes it one of the greatest bull markets in history. And you can see that rise now, that recent rise, an incredible rise over the last few years. And it seems like it still has a little way to go. Corporate action this morning, ARI, African Rainbow Minerals, expecting a headline earnings per share at 566. It says 8 a.m. I haven't actually seen the number come across yet, so maybe it's a little bit late. We also got Remgro, which was supposed to be after the market, expecting full year headline earnings per share up 17% to 15 rand and 2 cents. Got quite a few going ex-div on Monday, so keep an eye on that if those are shares that you're involved in. We've got Discovery, which is 85 cents. We also have the rights issue, I think, which is supposed to, anybody holding shares today should receive that note. Massmart 275, Anglo's 59 cents. I think our deal listers there are in the wrong currency. I think that's probably 59 US cents. BTI would be £1.11 instead of £1.11, but best to double check those. Grindrod 20 cents, SGL 62 cents, and Shoprite £1.43. Not many key factors today. We had Japanese industrial production, which came out earlier. Coming out in the States at 2:30, we have PPI, month-on-month, final demand year-on-year, and ex-food and energy PPI, also 2:30. And then at 4 o'clock, we have the University of Michigan sentiment survey. All right, let's have a look at a few charts. First one we're going to show is the Aussie. So a few days ago, Joe showed this rough, it's actually, not a very well-formed head and shoulders, which it broke down from, because it wasn't a very high head and shoulders. The target was reached very quickly, pretty much after the first day of selling. But yesterday we had a pretty good reversal out of the Aussie. Actually, a little bit sooner than I expected. I thought we'd get a little more of a sell-off in this range. I'm still bullish in the market. I still think we go higher, but I thought we'd get a slightly deeper correction. So maybe I'm personally a little bit cautious. I want to see if this can hold. If it rallies today again, then possibly we have a lasting rally back up to new highs. If it fails today, then we could get a little more downside, possibly to go and test this 50 or 200-day moving average. All right, the next one we're going to check is Naspers. Naspers, Joe's been showing this one over the last few days. We finally got that new high, which we're looking at around 1720. It ended up, sorry what I've done here now. It seems like I've messed up Joe's chart here. Let's see if I can get it fixed. Alright, so I'm going to have to Sorry guys about this. I seem to have messed up Joe's chart and I can't seem to get it back. Alright guys, give us 1 minute to try and get these charts back up. Charts messed up, let's see if we can get it back up. Oh, fine. Here. Alright, so while we wait for Joe to get his charts back up and running, actually it looks like we might be up and running now again. There we go. Okay, sorry about that guys. Alright, so the next one I wanted to show was, right, so I was showing Naspers, let me just get back to there. Right, so Naspers we had a new high. Let's see if I can zoom in here a little bit without messing it up again. Okay. The height of this immediate channel is approximately 110 Rand, so our first target would be about 1830. It has actually been holding really well the last couple of days despite the market being under pressure, which gives me extra confidence in this one. And it's obviously one of the best stocks on the board in an amazing uptrend, so those are the best setups to take. So I like Naspers to go reach those targets pretty quickly. As a stop loss, I would maybe look for a break of this immediate uptrend, which comes in at around 16. If we have to draw a line, it says right now it comes in at about 1672. All right, Mediclinic. Mediclinic put in an all-time high there at mid-February. It's been consolidating since then. We put it at actually, it looks like we closed down in the auction a little bit on Mediclinic, but 128 will be our level. If we can close above 128 today, I'd say we can go out and take out new highs and possibly look for trading in about a 7 to 8 Rand range, and probably a 7 Rand range. Yeah, make it a 5 Rand range. So I would say 132, 133 would be the target if we had to close above 128 today. Keep an eye on Mediclinic, also a mega uptrend, and one to buy every possible breakout, every time it consolidates. Discovery, okay, as we discussed, Discovery is going to be trading X-Rights on Monday. So anybody holding Discovery CFDs will receive a DSYN, which will trade at the value of the rights issue. So this breakout will essentially, should on Monday, the price should correct closer to 120, between 120 and 125 if I had to take a guess. But you would still receive that DSYN, so it shouldn't make any material difference to your P&L. So as I say, so it is breaking out of this flag pattern, but I wouldn't expect it to last further than today. And then ShopRite. ShopRite's one that Joe showed a few days ago as well, or a week or two ago. It broke out of this head and shoulders at this 170 level, broke down from, should I say. This has been a really difficult one to trade. If we move it out to a 2-year chart, we had this. Let's go a little further. So we had this big breakout a little while ago from this long-term downtrend. I'm not going to zoom the chart out, but it goes a lot further than that. It's been in a long consolidation over a few years, which finally broke out end of last year, came back to retest that exact level and moved higher. It really looked like we were going to get a much higher target on ShopRite, but recently failed badly. We had actually too many head and shoulders. We had a head and shoulders which broke down at 170, and another one that's broken down from, they're both ugly, but but Head and Shoulders nonetheless at 163. The first target from the first Head and Shoulders has been reached at 155. Looks like we might get a retest a little bit lower. Really doesn't look like there's any light at the end of the tunnel for the moment on ShopRite. And that's all for today, guys. Good luck trading.